Okay, y'all, part 2, learning how to belt with Claire. If you haven't watched part 1, please go back and watch it, y'all. This builds on itself, this whole belting thing. Okay, big idea. Your vocal folds live in your throat. We're gonna pretend we're looking down like this through our throat. The air coming up that you learned about in part 1, subglottic pressure moves the vocal folds. Your vocal folds are either short and fat, and they hit the whole thing hits. That's what happens when you belt. Or if you use your head voice or falsetto, then just the edges of your vocal folds hit and they're super long and skinny. Here are some pictures. Here's what your vocal folds look like belting. See, they're shorter, thicker, and the whole vocal leads muscle, like it's all, that whole thing is working together to produce the sound. And here are vocal folds with just the edges of the vocal folds hitting each other, vibrating against each other. I love to know the science behind things, so I'm going to show you things like that. To get your vocal folds to do that, to hit with a thicker, fatter shape, y'all, first you have to audiate the sound you want in your brain. So you got to audiate that belt tone in your brain. Audiation is being able to hear a sound in your brain and then producing it. You can already audiate. I pinky promise. If you can sing on pitch, you can audiate. So you've got to audiate the belt tone. If you've been singing in head voice your whole life, this is going to take some getting used to. The second thing you have to do, y'all, is keep your throat open as you're belting. If you belt right now in your life and you're like, oh my gosh, it hurts, or your larynx, like where your vocal folds live, is super high up here, that's because you're not using your air to do it and your throat is trying to do the work for you. So today we're going to be talking about the open throat part of belting, and then you can belt for ages and days with the open throat. So let's talk about the open throat. What does the open throat feel like? The open throat feels like nothing and free. So if it feels open and free, you're doing it right. But like, how do you even feel that? Okay, so I'm going to lead you through a quick little mental exercise, and you're going to close your eyes with me, and you're going to feel different parts of your body with your brain. Let's start. Breathing with the diaphragm if you're able. Feel your left pinky toe. Your right pinky toe, left knee, right knee, left hip, right hip, belly button, left shoulder, right shoulder. Now come to your throat. Feel how open it is. Air is just coming out uninhibited, easily. Relax your jaw. This is what it should feel like when you're singing. So anytime in your life now, you can go back to that open throat feeling. Just a super relaxed, easygoing throat. Number 1. Number 2, now we're going to learn how to inhale and keep our ribs expanded while keeping the open throat. Because when we sing, right, we want to keep our ribs expanded, which keeps tension on the diaphragm, which enables us to keep the open throat with our controlled exhalation. So again, everything builds on each other, y'all. So we're going to inhale with our diaphragm, and we're going to hold our breath by holding the air here. We human beings learn by what something isn't. So we're going to hold the breath here first. Ready? Breathe. And you're holding your breath here. Do you feel the tension there? Release. Yeah, don't do that. So now we're going to hold the air in our bodies by keeping our ribs expanded. Let's try it. So we're going to inhale, and ribs are staying expanded, and the throat stays open. Let's do it again. Throat's going to stay nice and open. Ribs will stay expanded. Let's do it. That's what it should feel like when you're singing with the open throat. Part 3, we'll start putting this into action, so stick around for part 3. Part 1, remember, was breathing for belting. Part 2, we just did, which was the open throat. It was the science of belting, what your vocal folds look like, and then keeping the open throat. And if you're like, I got this, Claire, then let's move on to part 3.